Hello friends, welcome back. If you're new, my name is Megan. Thank you so much for being here today. I am sharing with you a full face of affordable makeup. So if you're interested, let's get started. All right, it is time to get started. So these products I have mostly not used in the past, so hopefully everything works out well. I do have linked above, and I will have it linked in the description box, the first video I did, which is actually my starter kit video showing or explaining the types of makeup products that I would recommend for the spring and summer. If you are just starting out learning about makeup, if you just want to grab a couple of products, or if maybe you just want to switch over from your winter to summer routine, it hopefully will give you some good ideas. I wanted to choose items that would be nice in the spring and summer, especially because here in Florida, it's pretty much summer already. We're dealing with 80s and 90s and lots of humidity. So I definitely wanted some things that were going to stay in place. So the first item I have, and I did not include sunscreen. So again, to me, that's skincare. In case that's all you want to wear. But I am starting out with the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation, which I have shade 222 True Beige. Now, I do not know how this is going to go. It may be too light, it may be too dark. I had a really hard time in the store figuring it out, and they don't have testers. I will say that I hate this packaging. I love that it's a glass bottle, but I hate that it's just a plain top. I have seen that people buy the foundation pumps off Amazon. So if I can find that, I'll link it below. I don't want to put it on the palm of my hand, so I'm actually going to try and tip it over on the top of my hand. And hopefully I don't get too much. That doesn't look too bad on my hand, but I know that my hand is a little bit warmer than my face. So we will have to see what happens. I'm looking for a brush. So I am just going to tap this here, and we will, I know this is affordable, but the only makeup brush I see is my Shiseido. So I am going to use that. And we're gonna go for just a little bit more foundation if we can. I did get some concealer that I just realized I probably should have put on first, but it is what it is. So we'll just use that to kind of brighten everything up after the fact. So I don't think this color is terrible. It's a little bit hard to tell, but it looks like it's blending in really nicely. A lot of times if you get a foundation and it just sort of melts into your skin and you can't tell that it's there, then you have probably hit a good color match. So I'm still a little red through here, which I typically like to put my concealer on first to cover up some of that redness. But since I didn't do that, we're going to try and use the foundation to cover some of that up. So let me know down below how you're doing, what the weather is like where you are. Are you dealing with spring or summer right now? As I said, we're definitely dealing with summer, which is fine. That's why people live in Florida, for the weather. And we've actually had some pretty rainy weather recently, so it's really nice to have nice weather for once. So this is the 222 True Beige. I think the color is pretty good. It may be a hair darker than my neck, I can always cover that up with bronzer, or I can put foundation on it. I usually like to use bronzer rather than the foundation, just because I don't want the liquid rubbing off. So I also got the Fit Me concealer, and I got 15, which is shade light. This may be too light, too brightening, but I wanted something. It has a cute little teeny tiny doe foot applicator. So this may be too much, too light, but I was worried that some of the other shades look too yellow. So we're going to put that right in here to help brighten up that inner corner. I don't think that looks too bad. Very subtle, very light. Definitely reflects a little bit. But I'm afraid to do too much concealer because I don't want my whole face to be like super light, but you can definitely tell in that inner corner how light that really made it. So I'm going to take some of the foundation and I'm going to put it up here on my eyelids to kind of help blend a little bit better. And then the outer underneath. That way the inner corner stays nice and bright, but my whole eye area doesn't look, you know, super out of place. All right. Just take that, kind of stipple it a little bit. Make sure that's pressed in there. Now, I will say one thing I completely forgot was powder. I really didn't see a powder that I liked or was familiar enough with that I wanted to get. So I just kind of skipped it. But typically, especially for summer, I would powder my face. So number 7 has a terrific powder. Hopefully they haven't reformulated it, but that I know you can get, that's affordable, and it's supposed to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury. And even Rimmel has a really inexpensive setting powder. So aside from that, I did pick up the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. Now I got the one for deeper skin because the one for light looked like my skin tone, maybe even lighter. So I was afraid that was going to be too light for me. Again, I'm starting to feel like this shade is definitely a little darker. So, but I prefer a matte bronzer to a shimmer bronzer. That is why I did not get the butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. That is one of those OG classic type bronzers. And I did look at the Milani matte silky matte bronzer, and I did want to try that. However, that one is twice as much. So this one I think was about $5, and the Milani bronzer was like $11 or $12. So I figured I would try this one to keep everything under budget. So bronzer. They usually say to use a fluffy brush, so this one is actually a blush brush, but we are just going to test that out. And bring it down here. And then we'll take it under the chin. And then we're gonna put it on the neck to help deepen up that a little bit so that the color from the foundation doesn't look too off. And I think that really helped set that and make that look a lot more, oh, there's a stray hair right there. Make that look a lot more natural and blended. Yep, I like this. That's really pretty. I mean, I didn't put a lot because I don't like too much, but that is a pretty shade. It goes well. And it definitely just added that warmth that I wanted to my skin without, you know, being overly too much. So the next item I got is the e.l.f. Putty Blush. This is the shade Turks and Caicos. I got this because it's a peachy shade and I prefer a peachy shade on my skin. So I think I'm going to use my finger for this because I'm not familiar with cream blush, but I wanted to try something that would maybe blend into the skin a little bit better for the warmer months rather than just sit on top the way the powder does. That's really pretty. And it really did kind of melt right in. I tried not to use too much because I didn't want it to be overpowering. And there is pigment, but it's definitely a little bit lighter than maybe I thought it was going to be, so I can definitely build it up a little bit. But I love my peachy shades, if you can't tell by my shirt. And we will add just a little bit more over here. There we go. Might have been a little much because I don't typically do too much. I am starting to think that I got the wrong shade of foundation. I probably need to go down a little bit more because I feel like I look very tan, and while it kind of matches my skin, my face is usually not this tan, but with the blush and the bronzer, I definitely feel like I'm a lot tanner than normal. So I think this is the wrong shade. But that's okay. We'll work with it. Hopefully it doesn't look terrible. I'm not going to do my brows. I just want to kind of let them be and whatever. But if you're looking for a brow product, if that's something that matters, then I had recommended the Instant Lift Brow Pencil from e.l.f. I really like that pencil. It's $3, super affordable. So yes. Now I did pick up the Wet n Wild Color Icon 5 Shadow. I've used the e.l.f. Bite Size eye palettes before, and I don't love them. I don't think they stay very well. I don't particularly like the colors. I just don't think they look like what they are in the pan. So I wanted to try the Wet n Wild. This is Walking on Eggshells. And I'm just going to do something really light and simple. So I'm going to take this super light shade. No, that's not true. I'm going to take the second shade and I'm going to put this all over. There's no mirror, excuse me, while I create. And we are just going to put this all over the lid, above the crease, up to the brow bone. Okay, we're going to swirl off whatever excess color is left. And now we're going to take that light shade and we're going to put it up just underneath the brow. And we're also going to lightly place it on that inner corner. to help keep that nice and bright. Very simple. Now I did not pick up an eyeliner to go with this because you can use this dark brown shade here at the bottom or off to the side. You can use that as an eyeliner. I'm not going to do eyeliner. I don't necessarily think that I need it. I am just going to put a little bit of that eyeliner on an angled brush, and I am just going to put that along the lash line to help darken that up. I don't really want a line of any kind. I just want to try and fit in where it looks sparse at my lashes. All right, so very, very fine line. You can kind of sort of see what I did. And now I'm going to take this shimmer shade and just put it all over the lid, because I just think that this is pretty. I keep looking at that like it's a mirror. There's not. We're going to start on that inner corner and work our way over. And that's really all you need. If you want to get a little fancier, I did grab that coppery bronze shade, and we can put that on the outside corner, just about 1/3, and kind of blend it over to give it a little more depth. So I really like that. I think that looks good. Let me look over here with the light a little better. Oh, something already is sliding down my face. And I was not being careful with that eyeshadow. It ended up under my eyes. Okay, I think I fixed it. So that is that. And last is mascara. So I have the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect. This is the green one. The one in blue is the waterproof, which I probably should be using, but this is what I have open. So wow, do you see the difference? Such a difference. All right, let's get that other eye done. And that's it. Now, I usually do not put mascara on the bottom lashes, especially if it's not waterproof or I don't know that it stays in place, because with this humidity, it gets to be too much. And last but not least, I did pick up the e.l.f. Hydrating Core Lip Shine in Joyful. I just thought this was a pretty kind of corally pink color to go with that blush. And it's so cute because it has a hydrating core center that's a heart and the corally pink color. So I'm just gonna, can you tell that there's, oh, you can see color. Okay. You can. I wasn't sure. And of course, if you wanted lipstick instead, you can get a lipstick. If you want a liner to put under this to make it a little bit more noticeable or to have it stand out more, you can certainly do that as well. You know, a couple other things that I did not focus on were brushes. Eco Tools or Real Techniques are inexpensive, and I actually own Real Techniques. I haven't had Eco Tools in a while. It just kind of depends on what you like, but they're both very similar. And again, I didn't get an eyeliner, but you can do that. You might want, you know, an eyeshadow primer, especially with some of the more affordable eyeshadows, because they do tend to have more fallout. But I think that this is just a really pretty natural look for summer. It's bright, it's, you know, not too much. And again, I think the foundation color is a little dark for me, but I kind of made it work with that bronzer. And I do like that that bronzer is matte. The cream shadow is matte or semi-matte. You can't really see it, but I think that turned out great. So thank you guys so much for spending your time with me or listening if you have me on in the background. I really appreciate that. Let me know in the comments below what affordable makeup you like to use. I tried to pick things that I've heard recently in videos or that I know are classics, and I think I did okay, but let me know if there's something else that you prefer instead. Maybe I will pick that up. And yeah, I hope you're having a great start to summer, spring, now that it's June. And I look forward to the next time we see each other. So have a wonderful day. Please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you next time. Bye.